Hey there, my name's Adam McLaughlin, and today's question comes from Mateo. Mateo asked this question on Facebook, and the question is, how do you overcome the objection with a client during a sales call where they say, I don't want to rent a website, I just want to buy it. Why should I rent it if I'm going to have to keep paying for something that I could just buy? Great question, Mateo, and it's one that I get quite often. The interesting thing is I mostly get it from web designers who are learning about the business model. I actually rarely get this question from clients. And the reason is because having a website has inherent recurring costs anyway. You have to re-register your domain name every year. There's a cost to that. You have to have hosting. You might be paying for premium software or premium updates or premium plugins. And every website design, or every website owner, I should say, every business owner who has a website anticipates needing some changes in the future. So they anticipate there might be some cost at some point in the future. So what we do is we say to clients, listen, instead of paying a huge lump sum up front and basically you own your website, but you still have all of these ongoing costs, instead what we're going to do is we're going to do $0 up front. We're going to do a stable service plan, and the service plan is going to include all of your website design changes, your hosting, your tech support, your domain name registration. Depending on your industry, you might roll in blog content. You might roll in writing email newsletters. You could write in some social media content or some social media management, whatever you want to put in that marketing package. But at a bare minimum for websites, we'll say to clients, listen, you never have to worry about all of a sudden 1 month you need a bunch of changes, so the bill is skyrockets, and then once a year you have to re-register this domain, and another time you're going to have to maybe once a year you're doing your hosting, or that's going to show up every month from somebody else. And also you're never sure who you have to call an 800 number if something happens with your website, right? Do you call your designer? Do you call the hosting company? Do you call the domain registrar because something didn't get renewed? So what we're going to do is we're going to help the client understand the value of having it all in one place. There are ongoing costs to any website, but we're going to put it all in a single package, so you have no surprise costs, you have no changes in your monthly service fees month to month, and if you need anything, you just send me an email, we'll make the changes to your website, up to 60 minutes of design time per month. And most clients get that. They understand that websites are now a service. So I'll also use this analogy. Sometimes I'll say, what kind of phone do you have? And they'll say, well, I have an iPhone. And I say, oh, that's great. And when was the last time you needed an update? Well, last Tuesday I had to do an update. Okay, and when was the time before that? Well, it was like 3 days before. They came up with a new update on Saturday, and then all of a sudden by Tuesday they had to fix the previous update. And I'll say, yeah, that's kind of how websites work now, because all different devices and desktops and laptops and iPads and different phone sizes, your website is like a piece of software. It keeps evolving and changing. And so we want to roll all of your tech support into your monthly service plan. So you have no surprises, you have no extra fees, you have no extra costs. You don't have to get in there and try to figure out this yourself. It's all rolled into your service package, just like your utility, right? Your phone bill, your electric utility, your insurance. You just treat your website like a business utility. It's something you have to have. It's a necessity in order to run your business. And most clients understand that. Now, if a client still pushes back at that point in time, says, look, no, I just want to pay for the website and be done with it, then for me, they're not a fit. What if I explain my business model in that way to them and they're still not interested, then to me it's clear that they are not a fit to work with me. They're not a fit for my business, whether that's custom design or whether that's templates specific to an industry. Now, I've been doing this since 2011. I've only had this happen one time in all of the clients that I've had since 2011, and I'm happy to let that client go find somebody else who they're going to figure out. I'll just pay for the website up front. They're going to learn the hard way that there are ongoing service fees involved in maintaining a website, and or they're going to let their website get outdated, which unfortunately is going to cause problems with malware, in the future, and or clients who are just unhappy with outdated information on the website, and then all of a sudden a huge bench fee if they have to pay somebody to get in there, because when they pay somebody to get in there once a year to update their menu, for instance, or update their pricing, and they realize your plugins haven't been updated, your theme hasn't been updated, Google Analytics hasn't been tracking because you didn't update the plugin, or whatever the case might be, that's when they're going to get hit and realize that in the long run, that service fee was probably worthwhile, especially coupled with a $0 upfront service package rather than paying a big lump sum upfront. Mateo, I hope that answers your question. Everybody else, if you have questions, please leave them in the comments. I would love to learn from you. I would love to hear the things that you're working on, the challenges that you're facing in your agency, and I'd be happy to share my experience with you. Let's go build that agency.